Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. My software updates are weird. Sometimes it shows me that I'm recording, and then sometimes, like now, it does not. Anyway, what we are doing is we made a vehicle deck.
Some have said there is no subtlety to destruction. You know what? Those people are dead. Get out there and blaze a path.
Yeah, planeswalkers can go away.
Round two, just let me catch my breath.
You do that. Okay, we are overwhelmingly using cards from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. That's where all of these cool vehicles come from. And when it first came out, I was steamrolled a couple times by vehicle decks. But since then, we've had a number of different expansions that have come out, right? We had the Great September Rotation. We've now had, Dominaria United's joined us, Brothers War has joined us, Phyrexian All Will Be One has joined us. So I wanted to put it out into the new environment and see what we could do with it.
Families call me their adversary. I like that. Go sow some chaos. Your punishment is my entertainment.
And basically, we seem to be up against a planeswalker deck. Okay, we can attack planeswalkers with this, so to speak. One of them.
This isn't over.
We're not
Defy
discarding
me,
anything.
and you'll lose everything.
He's really trying to hurt me, isn't he? Alright, he's moving fast enough that he's going to kill us quick, so I think I have to go for the Mech Titan core.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Ouch. That's a lot of damage. Isn't it nice that he gets something that benefits from the devils and he got both of them in a row? Alright, let's try and see if we can activate this puppy. We have to exile all of our other vehicles. And we're just going to attack him straight to his face, I guess. And if he has instant removal, it's pretty much game over. Let's land. Usually a lot of people use the burden down the house for a board wipe. I'm going to discard a
Your
card.
punishment is my entertainment.
That saves me from a couple of life points. So maybe he doesn't have removal if he used 2 board wipes already. He's also going to run into trouble trying to run up one of these against this, because I'll have 10 more points of lifelink. And he seems to know that. So are we free and clear to attack? He's got something holding up priority. got, it's not working out for him. We'll keep the swamp just to have something to discard. Hey, look at that. We need to discard something. Proliferate. Is he going to draw cards himself? Go down to 1 life point and find an answer? He's got a 3rd burn down the house. Wow! 3 burn down the houses in the first 16 cards. Whatever he had, it did not work. Mech Titan Core. Mech Titan for the win. Alright, let's go in and show you the rest of the deck. Remember to like and subscribe. We're getting added subscribers in the onesies, twosies all the time, so it's good to see you. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I just called this deck simply Mechs. I'm not sure if I'll change it for the deck list. I figured somebody has to have made that title already. But here's where we start out. Hotshot Mechanic, Fox Pilot, cruise vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. So if we have something that requires a crew 4, like the Surge Mech or Surge Hacker Mech, we can power it with the Hotshot Mechanic because he acts like his power is 4 for the purposes of crewing vehicles. We don't have anything that costs more than 4, so Hotshot Mechanic can crew anything in here. We don't have a lot of removal. We've got Fateful Absence, and we've got 3 Fierce Retributions for creatures that are trying to attack us. We can see that we've got 62 cards. Our average is 2.9, 26 lands. So the extra 2 cards are actually 2 extra lands rather than the standard 24. We've got 4 of the Obscura Storefronts. Those are good for any one of the 3 colors we're using, white, black, or blue. And we've got 4 Mech Hangers. For 3 and a tap, target vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. So if we don't have an actual creature on the field like a Hotshot Mechanic to crew one of these vehicles, all we can do is pay 3, tap Mech Hanger, and we can power up any particular vehicle we want to. What else we got? We got 1 Waterfront District, so we can draw a card. We've got a couple of Skybridge Towers, so we can draw a card, and the rest are basics. Okay, moving on. We got 4 copies of Mobilizer Mech. Whenever it becomes crewed, up to 1 other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. So if we can crew up 1 of these, we can automatically crew up 2 to, and we can do this either on defense or on attack. You just saw the Mech Titan Core. You almost never use this in the regular attack as a 2/4 vehicle. You wait till you have 4 other artifacts and or artifact creatures. You pay the 5 mana. You exile those other 4, and it all comes together like Voltron to make this nice 10/10 creature with flying, vigilance, trample, lifelink, and haste. And depending on what you want to do with the deck, it's helpful to know Mech Titan is all colors itself. So just keep that in mind if you want to do a nice 5-color deck. We've got 4 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster. I'm not sure if this is too many, but you spend 2 to draw a card, so it's in there for a little bit of card draws as well. By the time you get all the counters off of it, you get the Pilot Creature token that can crew vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. We've got 2 Mindlink Mechs. Whenever it becomes crewed for the first time, it becomes a copy of a non-legendary creature that crewed at this turn, except it's a 4/3. So it's always a 4/3 regardless, right? We've got 1 Reckoner Showdown to see what's in their hand, and if we want to get rid of something that they have, we will. If we don't, we can actually put 2+1 counters on a creature or vehicle we control. We've got 4 of Prodigy's Prototype. This is another way to get the pilots out. Whenever 1 or more vehicles you control attack, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token, and as always, this creature crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. So we can power anything that's 3 or less. So the only thing that's a little bit of a problem is Search Hacker Mech. Hotshot Mechanic can crew it. Otherwise, we're going to need something that's 3 or more. Anyway, moving on. Greasefang, Legendary Rat Pilot. This is another creature. It's a 4/3 creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return vehicle card from the graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. So, if we do lose any vehicles, we can get them back. We could maybe tap Greasefang, attack with that vehicle, and then that vehicle, instead of going back to the graveyard, it comes into our hand. 1 Brute Suit with Vigilance, so we could attack and defend with it. We've got 1 Futurist Sentinel, 6/6 for only crewing for 3. Skipping over, we've got Rip's Gift. This is not a Kamigawa card, it's a Phyrexian vehicle. It's got Toxic 2. When it enters the battlefield, it draws a card, so it replaces itself, so that's kind of cool. And then the Search Hacker Mech, which is kind of another removal card for me. When it enters the battlefield, deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to target creature or planeswalker. So if Search Hacker Mech counts itself. So when it resolves and it's down there, if you only have 1 other vehicle, you've got 2 counting vehicles that does 4 damage. So you get a vehicle down, and for 4 mana, you're probably going to do at least 4 damage, if not 6 or 8, to either a creature or a planeswalker. So that's kind of cool. We've got 1 copy of Anchor to Reality. You have to sacrifice an artifact or creature, but then you can search for a vehicle, put it into your battlefield, and shuffle. So if we got one particular card that we want to go get, we can. We also have Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. Looking mostly at his -2. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature, and but we can draw cards as well with his +1. Okay, finally another creature, Io the Dawn Sky. It's 5/4 Legendary Dragon Spirit with Flying and Vigilance. When it dies, we usually do the top option, but the bottom option could work as well. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on each permanent you control that's a creature or a vehicle, so we can plus up our vehicles if we lose it. I think most of the time we're going to be doing the first option, where we look at the top 7 cards of our library, and we get to choose cards with total mana value 4 or less and put them directly onto the battlefield. We have 2 board wipes with by invitation only. And we have 1 Thundersteel Colossus, which is really cheap to crew, but it's an expensive card. So you're paying 7 to get down to 7/7. But rather than have a 7/7 vehicle just sit there the whole time, they did have the decency to make it so you could only crew it for 2. And it's got Trample and Haste, so you can have it attack the turn that you bring it in. So this is a cool thing you can do. You can Anchor to Reality, get rid of a cheaper artifact without paying the 7. Just pay 4 to get Thundersteel Colossus. And maybe if your opponent has only 7 hit points or less left, then you can use the Trample and Haste to, summon it, kill the opponent in that turn. Now, you'll notice that I've only got 5 creatures, right? But we've got 22 vehicles. So provided that we can go ahead and power up those creatures, or power up those vehicles, we do have a pretty average size army that we can send against the enemy. This deck kind of invites more board wipes. So, technically if you wanted to take out maybe one of the Fierce Retributions and put in a Depopulate or something like that, that might be fun. But I'm always trying to minimize the board wipes. I've had a lot of environments where I've dealt with the board wipes, and I've had a lot of board wipes, and I felt I had to have the board wipes. So every now and then I get board wiped out, and I'll make a deck, and it's like, yeah, this kind of calls for board wipes. It works well with the deck type, but I'm still trying to minimize it. So we could deal with 3 burn down the houses in a row. What else can we handle? Well, we can handle somebody who does nothing but quits. Okay. They didn't even try and put down a land there. What do we get for that? Ballista Watcher. I think I already had 4 of those. I'd like to institute a new rule with Magic Arena. I think I'll put this into the next survey. Once your collection hits like 83.4%, I think you should go ahead and make sure that the AI scans your collection and stops giving you duplicates and helps you just finish your collection. I think that would be nice. If they're not going to improve the overall economy, they should do something that helps us out. Mech Titan core. We've got a backup in case they destroy it. And they already have the ability to destroy it. Isn't that nice? Which one will they take out? We're going to give them some options here. They're going to take their time, because the vehicles just sitting there don't represent much of a threat. Go ahead and draw now while we can. 3 mech hangers already. They do like to give you the special lands up front, don't they? That can be good for us. He's already looking at what we can do. They've got a spider that shoots nice glowing webs out their butt. My rail already. Ugh. I need a board wipe this quick? Alright, we're done. We have to use Mech Hanger if they attack with my rail. I'm hoping they cast a spell before they attack. They've got 2 different plots of heroes they can use to save my rail. Ugh. Why is it? You know what? That is... I am seeing Mondrak all over today. And I think it's because I originally, when I made this deck, I didn't have much in the way of removal. And as soon as I put in removal, I started seeing Mondrak. Because I had Destroy. I didn't have anything that took care of an indestructible creature. Alright, let's go ahead and power up our 4/4. And hopefully the 1 open mana can't do anything to save my rail. They can easily make Mondrak indestructible right now. It's just disturbing because they get that pretty much on curve. And we did not get our board wipe. We don't have the right color mana for it anyway. We didn't get any white lands. It is unusual to get 3 mech hangers this early. But I think we're pretty much toast. As soon as I see Mondrak, I know the fix is in. You know, they had us auto-win last time. Probably enforcing some 50% win rate. And now we won twice in a row, so they've got to counteract us. It's just weird to watch my opponent. They've got such a huge advantage. They're spending a long time thinking when they can just run in and hit me. Again, let's have a YouTube button for everybody who knows that they're going to be on YouTube, right? So that they don't spend quite this much time when they're so far in the lead roping. There's no need for that. We want nice, exciting content, not this all day long. What do they need to activate that? They need 2. Hey, why won't it let us do that? We want artifacts and or vehicles, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Submit. Okay. I don't know what I did wrong the first time. But it works. We got a flyer. They can't stop our flyer. It's still an artifact creature. They can destroy it with the crowbar next turn. But that does put us back up to 18 life. And we can do it again with the second Mech Titan core if they don't have an answer. So they need to basically destroy 2 artifacts. Or maybe have 1 creature removal spell and then use the crowbar on the other Mech Titan core. And then it's an easy win for them then. They use rabble rousing? No, you needed at least a flyer with toughness 5 to stop the trample. Are we gonna win? Are we gonna win this? Even though they got Mondrak out and they got indestructible and hexproof on it? Because when they all get tapped, they all have Death Touch. I'm not blocking. Okay, there we go. That should not stop us. We should still win. We've got the second Mech Titan core, and they're all tapped out. We can take 10 points of damage. They get 8 more creatures. Where are you getting the mana for Vanishing to Eternity? Oh, that was under the Rabble Rousing. So they can cast that without paying for it. They got me, didn't they? 3, 4, 5. I need like a 2 mana artifact to put down. That's if they're looking at one of those. They're not getting rid of Mech Titan core. Are they going to have to go through all of those scries? They are. Just when I thought we were going to be quick with this. So this really needs to be an artifact. A vehicle. See, nope, they added the Phyrexian card. And it was exiled, so I'm completely dead. No life gain. All that we needed, and this is sort of the arbitrariness of how you can tell they. I won the last match. They just quit. That gave me my second win in a row. Then they throw the biggest kryptonite in the entire meta game right now to this particular deck is Mondrak. They get Mondrak out, and they just so happen to manage to craft a nice little way to get lethal and stop me from getting the second Mech Titan core And all I needed was one vehicle that could have fixed all that. Could have fixed everything. And of course they just gave me a land. I'm gonna hang on, let me tell them good game. I'm not gonna sit through all those scries. All that matters is I top decked a land instead of one of my many vehicles. I have never seen Mondrax so often in my life since I decided to make a vehicle deck. And Mondrax is a fairly popular card right now. I see Mondrax on a daily basis. But I don't see Mondrax this often. Alright, we had a 2-easy win. We had a 2-easy loss that could have easily been a win, but for one top deck. Can we have just like a regular match? Please, Arena. Let's try for the Grease Fang. What else you got? We've got another Fable, a Volatile Arsonist, and another Root Wire. Let's get rid of... That's a tough one. I guess Root Wire. Bring out the Arsonist next turn. They sacrifice that because they value the treasure. They don't need to burn their treasure, right? They can just bring out the Arsonist now. Menace and Haste. They'd rather just go ahead and bring out a 6/6 Golem instead. And not attack with it? We block with the tech, so if it dies, Greasefang can bring it back. And we're just trying to see if we can get rid of it. Hey, look at that. Okay, that has haste. So yeah, we just hit with Greasefang. And if we switch to... Actually, if we don't need to worry about them switching tonight. They've got 2 reflections. They can make 2 copies of that and kill Greasefang next turn. Ouch. They've already got lethal next turn. And a +2/+2. Oh, interesting. They attack with the reflection? They don't make a copy of the Arsonist? I thought they'd go after the mechanic, that's why I waited. So... I mean, we basically just do this. Maybe they thought that was worth it?
Kamigawa appreciates a technocratic future. I can practically taste success already.
Attack for 9. Greasefang throws the Mind Link Mech up into my hand. They finally passed us on land. They've got protection from red and green, which is exactly the wrong colors against us right now. Brotherhood's End.
You won't be spared.
We just killed that. What else you got? Anything? 2, 4, 6. I'm not even going to do anything with Tezzeret. If they don't manage to take out AO, then I can use Tezzeret to just power up one of these anyway. I've also got the Mech Hanger I can use to power up as well. Somebody on the land is not going to stop my flyer. I think they're just doing all that they're going to do and then they'll scoop. Or do you have something that deals damage? No? Okay.
Your victory doesn't change. This is what real progress looks like.
Can't stop 2 flyers. So we're not doing too badly. I was kind of pessimistic. You know, I just don't run across many vehicle decks anymore. But we are winning about as often as we're losing, so... And they're giving me artifact creatures. Let's go do one last one. most of my vehicle decks before have been focused around the Mech Titan core. I do love that card. I wasn't able to keep it out of this one. It seemed like a get out of jail free card. You know, when things are going badly, you can always revert to that. Do I keep that? Yeah, we'll keep that. And we need all the other colors still. So we'll go get a plains first. Burn deck. Okay, could be Trail of some Forest. Let's put down the untapped land just so we can get something on the field. We'll see if they have a braid. I think most decks that have red in them do have a braid. Let's see, not much of a choice there. I can't stick down Mech Titan Core so it doesn't flip tonight. He lets it flip tonight. Okay, I kind of like having invitation only. I don't really need more than one swamp source. So let's go get an island so we have 2 blue sources. And let's see what they've got. They kept their mana dry. If they use a counterspell for it, it basically saves me from another counterspell later, so... The only question is, do they want me to have a choice, or... Okay, they didn't want me to get rid of their lightning bolt. Sure Strike. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Now we know they have a backup Vadric. And do we let them hit us again? Yeah, let's just go draw a card. We'll be done. We'll kind of wait. We'll let them keep hitting us. You know, it sounds bad, doesn't it? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's another Bank Buster. And we don't draw with the Bank Buster until after the attack. We're looking for one more land. That... Ah! They didn't give us the land. Okay. Well... Finally, one land. Okay, we can go ahead and afford that. And now we're done. I don't know if they forgot we could do that or if they care, because they can just bring down Vadric. About invitation only. Ta-da! They just have another. Okay, fine. Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3. I do not. Let's try and just do it this way. They do not have counter spells at all? They don't appear to have counter spells. Well, we could do Mech Titan Core, but we've already done that, so let's just keep building stuff up. Mech Hanger to the rescue. We're just goofing off at this point. Lightning Strike. Okay. Crew it with this. Pass the blockers. Made them waste their lightning strike. My turn. Rib Skiff. Oh yeah. Tezzeret. Draw some cards.
Many consider my tactics cruel. Innovation has no
Throw away the
limit.
brute suit. That's good. We're done. Aww. We hadn't even attacked yet. I think they knew. We could have activated the Mech Titan Core again. We could have used the Mech Hanger and just started attacking with any one of these. And I was just having too much fun just drawing through my deck, I guess. They did not want to play mouse for my cat. Warhorse Frenzy. Do I have 4 of those now? I have not used that yet. They make so many cards. There's only so many hours in the day. Alright, let's go ahead and look at it one final time. We actually won more than I expected to. So maybe this is a viable strategy. Of course, we're not in ranked, like always. I got to make that caveat. But yeah, Surge Hacker Mech I really like. I kind of want to make a Vigilance deck with a bunch of Brute Suits in them just for the fun of it. We didn't get to see Thundersteel Colossus yet. That's always fun. Like I said, you can do the... I did this in my playtesting once where I played Anchor to Reality, got rid of a cheap artifact, used it to bring out the Thundersteel Colossus, and crewed him and just ram in and hit him for 7 all at once. It was kind of a surprise to them, I think. What else would I change? Like I said, it's probably... If you've got more by invitation onlys, probably that's the best board wipe in the current environment with Mondrak and all the other horrors that the Phyrexia has that can be made indestructible. Fateful Absence is good for having the Planeswalkers counters. And here, I like Fierce Retribution because you can pay the cleave cost later and you don't have to worry about whether they're attacking you or not. Most of the time they will, but there's always some good creature that they have that they, like Sheoldred, and they just don't want to attack with them. They just want to sit there and be lazy and let the passive action of the creature's ability just do all the work for them. I mean, talk about lazy. And so the cleave cost at some point allows us to get rid of that. So that's good for removal. The rest of these, I kind of like I said, it would be interesting to try and see if there's a way to craft a good vehicle deck that doesn't take advantage of Mech Titan Core, but it's just so useful and so much fun to get a 10/10 Flying Vigilance Trample Lifelink Haster out. It's really hard for me to resist. There are a couple other cards that are related to stuff like this, like Reckoner Shakedown. There's like a 5-mana spell that you can use to bring a vehicle back from the graveyard. We actually had 3 copies of Greasefang for that, so I didn't want to put that in here. But there are some other cards that are in Neon Dynasty for Kamigawa that are also synergistic with vehicles. I know I had one playtest thing where within the first 17 cards, that includes their initial 7-card draw, they got 3 Jaces and they milled me to death. So I'm pretty sure the third one was just a top deck, but I got them down to 3 life points, and it was their turn, and they played a Jace, and they got me. So you could go conceivably a few more cards and throw in some of those other synergistic vehicle cards and play around with them if you're tired of getting milled to death. So that's still a thing to watch out for, right? But let me know what you think. And let me know if you have a better suggestion for the name of the deck. I can always change that, right? All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a good one.